Hi, I'm Chloe. Nice to meet you. I love technology. I get to meet you through a video. Isn't that great? Listen, the number one question I get from people is how can I be of value so I can get more clients, more leads, scale my business? And I say it doesn't matter if you're a real estate investor, an entrepreneur, a prop tech startup founder, you need to have the knowledge. Now, most people don't think about knowledge the way I'm about to present it. Of course, you have to have a personality, you have to have branding that helps you stand out. If you have any unique skill or talent, that also helps, of course. But being able to have the knowledge of how to do things is crucial. So even if you don't want to become a full-time real estate investor, please understand by putting your money into real estate, you're getting much higher returns than if you just left it in a bank account. So you might as well do it. A bank account, maybe high yield savings account, is possibly giving you 2 to 3% returns. Real estate, 20% plus cash on cash returns. You can get 10% cap rates and up. There are a lot of ways to make money in real estate, but it doesn't mean that you have to become a full-time real estate investor. Same thing. If you bought your first rental property and you're planning on hiring out property management, I still think that you need to know what it means to be a property manager. Learn what it's like. Figure out what kind of apps to use that will help you collect rent with maintenance and all the things. Why? Because the more knowledge you have, the less likely you'll be ripped off. The same thing if you're planning on flipping a house. I'm not saying become a contractor. Same thing goes for car mechanics and IT people. They rip you off. Why? Because you have no idea what they're doing, and therefore you just trust them. So, this website is dedicated to self-empowering you so that you learn how to fish, even if you plan on hiring out the interior designer and the GC and the property management and the Airbnb property management. It doesn't matter. You still need to know this for yourself. They're bite-sized knowledge, please. So, why do you want to learn from me? Why should you trust me? I started my real estate career in 2014 as a real estate agent at Corcoran. So I know what it's like to be a real estate agent, how to get clients, and how to sell. My very, very first listing was a $15 million sellout luxury new development building. The way I got the developer was because I had the knowledge and the value add, which I can teach you how to do too. I skipped the whole rental co-op process. I went straight to luxury new developments. I love new developments because you have the listings. After being a real estate agent for 2 years, I noticed a major gap in the market. There were so many issues in the real estate process that technology was disrupting every other industry but real estate. And finally, I discovered prop tech, which is real estate technology that helps disrupt and make our jobs so much easier. So I started the company called Brick. What Brick does is consults with prop tech startup companies and helps them get integrated with the end users. Because I work with developers and investors and brokerages, being able to be the matchmaker between the tech companies and the end user has been a dream job for me. If you check out my Real Deals by Chloe podcast, you'll hear all about different prop tech companies that are available for your use. Technology is your friend. Use it. Brick was such an exciting company to work with. Why? Because I got to utilize all of my background in digital marketing and technology to be able to launch these amazing new developments and help brokerages go to the next level. I also helped a lot of really cool tech startup companies go to market, things that are not just software, but also hardware, HVAC coils and leak guards, heat mapping, an office building to know which elevator is more in use, virtual doormen, apps that are for multifamily investors so that their tenants can pay online. But what I loved more than anything was launching these short-term furnished rentals that are co-living spaces. Yes, it's the same thing like Airbnb and Verbo and HomeAway, but it was under a brand. It's this new style of hospitality that is blending the old of the hotels with the new short-term rental stays. So you can just pack your bags, be a digital nomad, get to that place, unpack your bags, and start living within 2 hours of arrival. What I did for these co-living spaces was brand the company, brand and do the interior design for the entire building, and then market the crap out of it. And we were crushing it. And that's when I realized I was spending so much time with Brick with clients that were paying so much money. But at the same time, even with all of these clients that were paying 5-figure contracts, I was getting so burnt out because I was working 100+ hour work weeks. And as a woman, I was getting into my masculine energy too much. And I didn't like that. And with all that burnout, I looked at my life and I realized that all my money and all my cash flow was really coming from my real estate investments, because my company Brick was doing quite well, but we had an office, we had staff. It was just very intensive overhead. And as the CEO, by the time I got my paycheck, it wasn't a lot there. But what I love is that I have touched on every single aspect of real estate. I've done the agent part, I've done the marketing part, I've done the design part. I've also worked with Airbnb and hospitality and hotels. I've worked at prop tech startups. Now that I have that foundation that took me since 2014 to build, I have now built my own personal real estate portfolio that I'm proud to say is what I'm able to live off of. But if 2020 taught me anything, is that it's time to give back. And I want other people to have this life too. Because when you have this life, we can hang out and go to Pilates at lunch. Okay, so how are we going to feed this knowledge to you? There's a couple of ways. If you like listening, we have Real Deals by Chloe podcast. Then we have this website, which will have a bunch of courses, mini courses, and free masterclasses. So you can freshen up your skills, always learn something new, and maybe even join a peer group so that you can learn from each other. My YouTube channel, where you will have free videos that you can go ahead and subscribe to and learn little tidbits that can add to your business. Or if you're a beginner, learn how to get started. So there you have it. All the free content is on my podcast, on YouTube and Instagram. I am looking forward to seeing you succeed, because let me tell you something. There is no reason why your money is just sitting in a bank account. There's no reason why you can't have returns. And you know what? In 2008, when the real estate market crashed, that made a lot of millionaires. And I hope that that's going to be you. Everything in life is energy and perception. And if you vibrate on the frequency of success, thriving, money, loving relationships, then that's what you're going to get in life. So I'm looking forward to working with you. And I really, really hope that if you don't go down this route, you choose your happiness.